An emergency stop Park Talk Radio podcast has been activated. Your normal broadcast will return shortly.
Welcome in to another bonus episode from Park Talk Radio. This is your e-stop emergency stop for another grand reveal world premiere, absolutely exhilarating new dispatch coming due to Universal Orlando Resort's reveal of the last world we're looking for the in-depth coverage, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. This is one of your hosts from Park Talk Prime, your main show here, Bill. Thank you all for your patience as we deliver you brand new episodes and content. There's been quite a disruption with Dave and I due to some scheduling issues. Nothing's wrong with the show. We're not stopping. Absolutely not. We're actually about to deep dive and get further into more additional content as the Halloween Horror Nights season kicks off. Sorry there hasn't been a proper episode for this particular week, but we do have an e-stop, and you will be getting another episode after tomorrow. This is going to release the same day as recording. It is Wednesday, July 31st, Harry Potter's birthday, and also the reveal, of course, of the Ministry of Magic World at Universal Epic Universe opening 2025. So you get a stealth episode here today. It's going to be released late at night. Probably tomorrow, Thursday, August 1st, you'll hear it. And then another proper episode will be releasing on the same day as well, August 1st. Today, just for you, a cleaned, censored version with emergency stop, brand new content that just can't wait for a proper episode. Not to worry, Dave and I will have a full conversation and coverage of the Ministry of Magic World from Epic Universe as we get together and dropping on a Monday, hopefully, once again. Today, however, will be just me and you talking through what has been announced, what has been revealed, and what my personal thoughts are for this new world, the deep dive into it. You can follow all our coverage as well as content across social media at Park Talk Radio. Find us, love us, enjoy us, subscribe, like, share, rate us 5 stars, help us out with the algorithm online, as well as giving us some more coverage and publicity to your fellow friends and those who also enjoy podcasts. You can also leave us a voicemail or a text message 407-490-2220 for all those needs. You can also send us an email, parktalkradio@gmail.com. With all that out of the way, you and me, Bill, and our listeners, let's jump into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, revealed today on Wednesday, July 31st. As Dumbledore says, and inscribed upon the portal as you walk into this world, for in dreams we enter a world that is entirely our own. As we jump in, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry Magic is the third in a sequence of theme park worlds and lands introduced across several Universal Studios campuses. The first one being in 2010 at Universal's Islands of Adventure. The second, 2014, Diagon Alley, Universal Studios Orlando. And now in 2025, we'll be entering another world, a sequel and an epilogue to the films of Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts, the Ministry of Magic. This particular park and world debuting, as mentioned, 2025 next year at Universal Epic Universe will allow you to explore multiple eras of magical thrills and wonder. And we'll get to that in a moment as to what that means. This new world will allow all those familiar with the defining Harry Potter series that has captured hearts of all ages, either through the books, the movies, both Harry Potter, the original 8 films, and the 3 Fantastic Beasts films, inviting you into a world of several decades, attractions to encompass those who wonder and want to live in the magic, as well as fully scaled, authentic lands in both Britain, the British Ministry, and the streets of Paris, France. as I said at the top, this all was beginning in 2010, 14 years ago, 15 more or less, when the new Epic Universe opens with what at the time was just simply called Hogsmeade. This was opened over at Islands of Adventure between the Lost Continent, taking over the majority of that old island, and Jurassic Park. The island opened with a reskin of Dueling Dragons being Dragon's Challenge, a reskin of the Flying Unicorn, which is Flight of the Hippogriff, and then, of course, the brand new, at the time, innovative and genre-defining multi-sensory attraction with Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, utilizing the Kuka arm technology, which we will now see over at the Dark Universe world of Epic Universe inside Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. They continued, and that particular island was set in a time where, spoilers, pardon, where Dumbledore's still alive, and it's pre the ending of Half-Blood Prince, of course, where he unfortunately meets his end of the story in the mortal realm. So that whole island was set in that time. It was amazing. When that island opened, there was a 14-hour wait simply to get into Hogsmeade. Now, the attraction and the park as a whole did not hit capacity. There was just a long, double-digit wait to enter the Islands of Adventure Hogsmeade portion. And it just changed the landscape. 2010 just changed everything for Universal. They were finally not in the black before Halloween Horror Nights, making profit before September and October, and they upped the ante for immersive, innovative, and all encapsulating areas of a theme park. And that's seen throughout the years now, with Universal one-upping itself, as well as Disney, as they introduce worlds such as Pandora, the world of Avatar, and Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars land at several of their parks, featuring the world of Batuu. Moving along, we had 2014 seeing the next iteration of the Wizarding World, and this is where we introduce the nomenclature and full naming scheme of these particular lands and worlds. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, taking over the former area of Amity Island and the Jaws ride over at Universal Studios Orlando. This thing brought even a greater immersion where you walk through a fake facade of the exterior of the London waterfront, and you are immersed and drawn into Diagon Alley, where tall, what appears to be kind of pushed together buildings surrounding you, additional food and eateries, more drinks and dessert options, and then, of course, the main attraction, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. Another multi-sensory vehicle ride attraction that utilizes so much technology and invites you in deeper into a inner look to some behind the scenes of what happened off screen during the Harry Potter series. Of course, both these sections included additional wands, wand choosing the wizard or witch, and then using those particular wands throughout the park's Harry Potter Wizarding World areas to be immersed and, again, utilize the technology that Universal has created to make you feel right at home as your own witch or wizard. With this introduction, as these are sister parks, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Orlando, the Hogwarts Express was all but a given to connect the two and allow you to travel between each other. And of course, instituting the need for a multi-park ticket. The only way you get the full Harry Potter experience, you gotta have both parks. And here we are now, 2025, the opening of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic with the full info dump. And now, this time, again, we increase the skills, the technology utilized, and what it really means to become a witch or wizard in the Wizarding World and be completely sucked into that particular land and that time period. I keep mentioning time period as it's going to make a little bit of confusion and probably a little bit of, oh, okay, scratching your head, caressing your chin. What are we doing here? I promise it will mostly make sense, and it's kind of some steps that Universal needed to take to make this all possible. So here we are, experiencing more adventures than ever from both film series of Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts. And we're going to see that the Wizarding World of Paris will open itself up to being an epilogue to the Harry Potter film series and the book series at that as well, seeing as the Fantastic Beasts series takes place in the 1920s or so. And to conclude that little piece of the timeline, Diagon Alley, and based on Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, this is taking place during Deathly Hallows, as we do see Bellatrix Lestrange and Voldemort both alive and trying to interfere with the existence of everyone who's against them, or not with them rather, as we know it inside that particular attraction. So let's start with what is new and what is coming and what we will be talking about for the Ministry of Magic world at Universal Epic Universe. So what we start with, as we enter into the portal, you're instantly transported to the streets of Paris from Fantastic Beasts for all your outdoor areas and your eateries and shops and everything of that sort beyond, or rather before you get into the main e-ticket attraction. You walk through the portal into Ministry of Magic, the world, and you're transported to 1920s Muggle Paris, where all seems relatively normal. No signs of any witchcraft or wizardry quite yet. And you see those big arches as you walk in, that big landmark icon in the Paris Plaza. And then once you pass through those arches, you're immediately then transported into the Wizarding World. The Wizarding World within, and that is called the Phoenix Arch, and that will be another grand reveal similar to your entering through the London waterfront into Diagon Alley. The world will open up and everything now becomes full of magic and inspiration and whimsy, and you are now transported to the Place Cachée, the Wizarding World inspired by Fantastic Beasts. All of this world, those streets of Paris, the streets of France, they are built to scale. This is the biggest thing as a whole, the entire world of the Harry Potter, and across all campuses across the world, this is the biggest thing they ever built. And you can clearly see this if you look at the Epic Universe Preview Center, how big those show buildings are, let alone the entire walkways and streets of Paris. And to really put into scale how big this thing is, made mention on the videos released today, and I highly encourage you, they've been shared on our social medias. There's about a 6-minute deep dive into the world of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, and then a 2-minute fly through of what you can see and experience without giving away all the secrets. To put into perspective, once again, the scale. And if you're familiar with Diagon Alley, they have some tall buildings out there. The shortest building in the streets of Paris Ministry of Magic, the shortest building is taller than the tallest building available in Diagon Alley at Universal Orlando. Unbelievable scale. Again, huge, big stuff. Very little trickery made with the eyes and forced perspective. There's one piece that is there, and you'll have to find it on your own. But everything else is built to awe you, to make you say, wow. Say, oh my gosh, I'm here. I'm in the world of Magic France. And again, it's going to be overwhelming. You're going to have all the charm and the whimsy of the Wizarding World that we have loved from the books, the movies, and lands, and now with a Parisian twist. They want you to feel, and you will witness, that the streets are alive and inhabited, that the shops are curated and ran by local residents of the French Wizarding World. And you feel it. With these actors who will be walking around, immersing you and bringing you into the world, similar to Dark Universe and Isle of Berg, How to Train Your Dragon. There will be those individuals, those entertainment professionals who want you to feel like you belong there, like you have never not been there, and to completely draw you into what's going on. And of course, as we are experiencing the Fantastic Beasts and the worlds within, there'll be ample Fantastic Beasts and magical creatures walking about, available in the windows and just throughout the entire world, that you will never feel as if you're alone. There's always a leering eye or some other magic just waiting around the corner for you. You will feel it, that absolute electricity of the wizardry flowing through you. And as you walk around inside the streets of Paris and the Ministry of Magic world, you'll definitely be catching whiffs and smells of the French cuisine as you get drawn into the different restaurants. And our first one here, first attraction, the first opportunity to grab yourself a beverage and some food, is the main dining location, Café L'air de la Sarine. And inside, you'll find that both they'll have music from the Fantastic Beasts movies, but also some classical French-inspired music. I would almost guarantee La Vie en Rose will be playing, and you'll be able to be enchanted and enriched by the experience as you would dine on authentic French food and the surrounding wonder of this fast casual sit down. Again, this will be very similar, I imagine, to your Three Broomsticks and Leek Cauldron, where you order ahead and then they bring the food to you. Fast casual. Again, Circus McGurkus remake, the redo at Seuss Landing within Isles of Adventure, and then Minion Cafe at Universal Studios Orlando. Order upon your mobile device and the food will magically appear. Can't help yourself here. So the Café L'air de la Saline will be a wonder of French architecture adorned with fabulous carved marble and details of Fantastic Beasts hidden in the tile and mosaic designs. Café L'air de la Saline is a charming cafe where guests can delight in French sandwiches, plats de jour, and desserts. Again, a little bit further into dining at an authentic French wizarding cafe. The streets of wizarding Paris are home to delightful cafes, including this very same. Dine inside or out as you enjoy French baked goods, sandwiches, and other items. You can quench your thirst with butterbeer, along with a variety of non-alcoholic and alcoholic drinks, including beer. We're very familiar that both and all Wizarding Worlds, be it Diagon Alley, Hogsmeade, or another location at different theme parks, they do have exclusive beers made just for their location, including the Wizard's Brew, which is a delicious milk stout, Dragon Scale, a nice little spicy kind of amber ale, similar to a Yingling with a little kick, and then your newer ones, such as the Daisy Root Ale, a floral blonde ale, and the Dark Forest Ale, a nice deep amber, almost brown ale that you can swig back with ease. Including those options, there will also be cocktails and French wines. Within the Café L'air de Sarine, you'll also find a towering Charlotte à la Crème. Guests to this quintessentially French cafe will be amazed and enticed by the towering desserts display constructed of almost 2,000 decorative individual cream puffs. And this is simply one of several dining locations available inside the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. Another one that you can come across if you decide to go down one of the darker alleyways is the Les Gobelets Noirs. In the shadowy corners of Place Cassée is a mysterious time-worn auberge where international dark witches and wizards gather to escape the prying eyes of the Paris Ministry and have a hearty meal over hushed conversation. Menu offerings at this particular location include starters such as soups and salads, as well as a variety of entrees and desserts. All additional menu details with specifics and explicit details are coming soon, and of course all alcoholic beverages require 21 and up valid photo ID. Butterbeer remains non-alcoholic and available for all guests of all ages. And then, as mentioned, we will have the French iteration of butterbeer, bière à brûler. We will have those at multiple locations. I don't believe the recipe is changing, so that means it's just butterbeer, but you get to say bière à brûler or butterbeer. I don't think they'll be too harsh on your pronunciation, as mine is not terribly great as a native English speaker myself. Again, bière à brûler. And the bière à brûler, if you gotta say it fast, it's not so great, but the bière à brûler cart will be available in the streets of France here, similar to your other butterbeer carts available at the other locations. This will be like no other visit to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is complete without butterbeer. Guests can stop by the Bière au Bio cart during the visit to the Place Cassée for a frosty, delicious mug of the fan favorite beverage. Imagine they will also have the other variations of it, frozen, standard, and hot. There may be new iterations of it as we continue along, maybe a butterbeer wine or something of the sort. We shall see. Very excited to see what food and beverage options they have here. The Harry Potter Wizarding World beers have always been such a hit, and to have an actual statement that there'll be cocktails available at this location relative to Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, where they do have liquor. However, it's not so much a cocktail. It's like shows on the menu. We have these liquor options. Here's the mixers. You can make your own. With the explicit verbiage of cocktails, to me, I imagine there'll be something available that will be custom made and exclusive to the location. Something else you may want to check out is Bar Moonshine. The old yeehaw Bar Moonshine. American witches and wizards can enjoy a taste of home at Bar Moonshine, where they'll find exclusive beers, wines, and cocktails served amid U.S. Quidditch team pennants and other items of wizarding Americana. Now, we don't get a whole lot of the American wizarding world shown in the movies or books. We do know that New York is a location. There's a Ministry of Magic located in New York. And we do have an American School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, the Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. So there may be some representation there. Again, very cool that we have a little transplant American location available here at the Ministry of Magic. And you get to enjoy possibly some other offerings. I would imagine some of the other brews found at the other Wizarding World locations. And again, the usage of the word cocktails. And now moving on to some additional pieces of inside the Wizarding World, we have what they will be showing as the new iteration of the interactive wands. And that all begins with a little bit of a throwback to our previous head wand maker. In Britain, Ollivander is known as the wand maker, and we all are very familiar. He is the pinnacle, the paramount, the gold standard of wand making. And he did have Grindelwald and Dumbledore, Voldemort, Harry Potter, all visit his doors and shop at one point or another. However, in France, you have Cosme Acajor, premier wand maker known for exquisite haute couture designs. And if you're not familiar with that, as I had to look up myself, those are expensive and fashionable, produced by leading fashion houses, and Cosme Acajor is one of them. With this wand, or any Potter wand that you've purchased in the past, you'll be able to cast spells and interact with many, many options throughout Paris, and play with fantastic beasts as well, with the introduction and inclusion usage of your wand. Niffler, a fan favorite, is very present throughout some of the press releases, concept art, and media shown throughout today's reveal. Again, we're expecting a 3.0 version of the wand that may connect to your app, similar to VillainCon, where the gun is synced up to your Universal Orlando Resort app, and it keeps track of your score, goals, medals, and other things you have unlocked. 3.0 wands may do the very same thing. We're currently on the 2.0 iteration, and we're expecting exciting new pieces there. And now, with just like any good wand maker, they come with their own store and shop. And that one is known as Cosme Acajor Bagues Magiques. Guests can shop some of the world's finest wands designed by esteemed artisan wand maker Cosme Acajor. In the premier Parisian wand shop, Cosme Acajor's Bagues Magiques. In addition to popular imports from Ollivander, so yes, it does sound like we will be getting a lot of the previous wands available here. Visitors will find a selection of exquisite wands packaged in unique 3-sided boxes, each containing a list of locations throughout the Wizarding World where guests can practice casting spells. Very similar to Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade, where you get a box, but this one's rectangular, 4-sided. Your wand's inside, and inside's a map where you can cast spells. Over in Paris, you'll get a triangle-shaped box, a little different, and a map containing all the locations in the Ministry of Magic world where you can also cast your spells and enjoy some magic of your own. A little bit further into Cosme Acajor's Magique store, discover Parisian wands of exquisite artisanship. Inside Cosme Acajor's Bagues Magiques, wizards and witches will find some of the finest wands in the world. Acajor's unique approach to wand lore, contour influence, and utilization of distinct wand cores results in an outcome that is not a wand, but a work of art. Illuminated design overhead, crafted with over 800 crystal wands and adorned with brass pixies. We're talking about inside the shop. The chandelier is a wonder to behold, and a well-suited complement to the remarkable wand designs in the shop. This will be, unlike Ollivander's completely different, exquisite design in France, and with more wand magic in Wizarding Paris, you'll be able to reveal amazing sights with new interactive wand experiences as you explore the streets of Wizarding Paris, interacting with fantastic beasts and enchanted objects. And a little further into that, we're looking at inspiring you to enjoy the world of Wizarding Paris with inspiring wand magic. As guests explore the streets of Wizarding Paris, they can use their interactive wands to create magical experiences as they cast spells at various locations. Interact with fantastic beasts such as nifflers, bowtruckles, and a demiguise. And engage with enchanted objects in many of the storefront windows, plus other areas throughout the marvelous Place Cachée. With all that and your brand new wand from Cosme Akajor, you can cast spells on the streets of Wizarding Paris. Sharpen your spell casting skills with amazing new interactive wand experiences in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. Immerse yourself in the magic with interactive wands. We're looking at the 3.0 version that enable you to cast spells and interact with fantastic beasts and enchanting objects throughout Wizarding Paris. Some additional fun facts while being immersed in the magic. You will be exploring, of course, the 1920s Wizarding Paris, strolling through the streets of Place Cachée, which boasts the tallest buildings ever built for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And as you know, the e-stops are an oration and a little bit of a exploration on what has been announced today. So you're going to get a couple repeats every now and then. As we continue on and we head ever deeper into the streets of Wizarding Paris, we stumble upon some entertainment and our attractions, the actual ones that you will sit down and be fully entertained and taken aback with. The first one, in the heart of Wizarding World Paris, guests will find is noted as the second, but nonetheless a grand attraction, an incredible show, Le Cirque Arcanu. We'll be going on a journey of excitement, surprises, and compassion as you encounter fantastic beasts you know and love inside a mind-blowingly cool interactive experience that will be like nothing else you've ever seen. This is the first time an indoor show has been created to scale. Once again, this has been something they've been very, very much harping on and saying multiple times, to scale. So the beasts to scale, the puppets to scale, the world around you in the buildings to scale, including aerialists, actors, special effects, puppets, and more. You'll be amazed at the theater within as you walk through a mostly unassuming tent on the streets of Paris. Le Cirque Arcanu for the first time ever in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Guests will enjoy a live, full-scale theater experience in the heart of the land with Le Cirque Arcanu. This spectacular show features live performers and aerialists, amazing puppetry, brilliant special effects, and more to take guests on a whirlwind journey where they'll encounter fantastic beasts like never before. The show follows Ringmaster Skender, who has stolen Newt Scamander's suitcase, where demiguise, Duracall, mooncalves, and more reside, to try and bring the failing Le Cirque Arcanu back to its former glory. It's then up to the new circus employee, Gwendolyn, to rescue these creatures before they end up in Skender's greedy hands forever. It's going to be something else. Just the concept art and the visuals, a completely indoor theater experience. We've seen proven that Universal can do it with the Untrainable Dragon in Universal Singapore. They're bringing a version over here to How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk, and now for the first time, besides the Broadway production of the critically remarked Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, this is going to be your first ever opportunity at a theme park to see a Fantastic Beasts-centric and Harry Potter world stage show. And I'm so darn excited. I'm exhilarated. It's going to be incredible. It's just going to be something else. And from the sound of it and what has been shown in press releases and other verbiage, that new Scamander will be there in either a performance actor live setting or maybe some screen effects to show Eddie Redmayne himself on there. Again, a spectacle of surprising wonders and fantastic beasts. We have Ringmaster Skender has stolen his Newt Scamander suitcase, and our squib, Gwendolyn, is here to rescue us and show off some creatures in the spectacular mix of live performers, puppets, dazzling special effects, and more. We'll be able to witness as you walk through the queue and to the main stage show, the different curiosities and little sideshow pop-ups of the Le Cirque Arcanu. As mentioned, you can explore the strange and unusual acts of Le Cirque Arcanu as they stroll past the many sideshow booths on their way to the main stage, and the concept art shows puppets, the aerialists, people flying on broomsticks, and others. It's going to be like nothing else. And the magic, if you've seen anything or have seen the stage show of Cursed Child, while it may not be the best plot or the written story, the special effects are bar none some of the greatest to grace the theater stage. And seeing those creatures come to life is going to be unparalleled. Another piece for your entertainment needs as you walk around, the captivating entertainment within the Ministry of Magic world will be all around, as mentioned, drawing you in, involving you, and making you part of the story. While exploring the streets of the Place Cachée, guests will also encounter other visitors, officials, and residents from the Wizarding world. As mentioned, this will include exchange students from both Hogwarts, our English London students, and the Ilvermorny schools of witchcraft and wizardry, the American school. An Auror, which is the detective or police officer of the Wizarding world, from the Ministère des Affaires Magiques de la France, they will be roaming around inquiring of suspicious characters and getting you some secrets and maybe some opportunities to engage as well. They'll also be talking portraits of delightful wizards who engage with locals about the happenings in the Place Cachée and more. We've seen some of this happening already at Diagon Alley, where the goblins and Gringotts, as well as the goblins at the local bank branch, will engage with you and talk to you, albeit limited. They'll still have plenty to say. Here, 2025, 10 years later after Diagon Alley, it's gotta be more. It has to be more. There's no way we go a decade without the newest, greatest, and live actors bringing us in. Again, we see this at Dark Universe with the Monster Hunters and the other characters of the night. And then Isle of Berg, How to Train Your Dragon, will have characters from the series as well as our other Dragon Vikings bring us into the story, catching us up what's going on, and chatting away about the day-to-day. And finally, before we jump into the e-ticket, there will also be some other opportunities for you to get some merchandise, food, and drink, being that you will have the opportunity to shop for Wizarding gear and memorabilia in Les Galeries Mirefoix. That'll be your merchandise shop. You'll be able to satisfy your sweet tooth at the French confectionery shop Quai Ramil, or stop for Ministry of Magic inspired items at the Metro Flu gift shop Torenflu, which that will be your exit gift shop to both Le Cirque Arcanu and then our e-ticket big bad boy main attraction, Battle for the Ministry. And that will be our final piece for today's show. Going on to the ending of E-Stop, this is the e-ticket. I'm taken aback by what I saw today and how excited I am for this thing. Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. This is your e-ticket. This is what takes up the majority of that show building you may have seen from the preview center, from photos or in person. This is a thrill motion simulator, not majority screen based, with a minimum height requirement of 40 inches. And just buckle in and get ready for this thing, because it's something else. And if you thought the Dark Universe Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment, was going to blow your socks off, well, this was going to blow your wand out of your hand, your cloak off your shoulders, and your scarf off your neck. Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry will allow you to come in, travel to the British Ministry of Magic, and behold the wonder of the 1990s Harry Potter film series. And this is where we travel to the next part of our decade-spanning journey between Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts. While some of the details are a little shaky, we know time turners are involved, and what brings us to this particular moment in time, probably a time turner. Maybe explained in the ride, has not been explicitly detailed on today's reveal. So let's start from the top. There's a lot to go through on this particular one. And looking at my notes, it's about a third of what I wrote down today. Time for Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. So to begin, you walk through the streets of Paris and you go over into one of the long streetways, and you see that you have now a new entranceway that will bring you to somewhere else. And this is what grants us access to the British Ministry, the Flu Network. You'll be traveling via the Metro Flu, which is Wizarding Mass Transit. The creative teams at Universal worked with the filmmakers to bring this effect to life in Paris to allow you transport to the British Ministry of Magic. And similar to Rise of the Resistance, where you have a couple pre-shows, especially the one where you get into the transport vehicle and it brings you to the First Order starship, this itself will feel like an attraction all on its own. You, your group, or maybe additional party members, additional guests, will go into a giant fireplace where you will be fully engulfed, mimicking the flames, the whoosh, and the transportation feeling coming up around you as you actually travel through the Flu Network. You then finally arrive at the British Ministry of Magic, and you will see, in full scale, what you saw in the films as you enter the foyer and the landing and the big statues and all the moving elevators and the offices. Everything you've seen in the Harry Potter movies, Ministry of Magic, you will see here full scale. And not only do you travel here to the British Ministry of Magic, you have arrived at a crucial moment that will allow you to assist in saving it. Because not only have you traveled here, the day you traveled here is the day of Dolores Umbridge's trial based against her crimes towards the wizarding community. And this is where we come in. This trial didn't happen until after Voldemort's been defeated, after the Deathly Hallows, and this acts as a bit of an epilogue and a continuation of the story. Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry is this amazing new attraction, and it represents decades of innovation that Universal has created. That being said, it utilizes the 2025 version of a ride vehicle built upon the success of the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man and the Scoop Car ride vehicle that opened up 25 years ago and still stands to this day as one of the greatest and unrivaled dark rides in the world. And here we are, 26 years later, about to reveal and allow you to ride on the newest iteration. As mentioned, this is the story that takes place after Voldemort is defeated, and it's an epilogue to the Harry Potter series in this world. In the day upon which Dolores Umbridge stands trial for her crimes in the wizarding community, you then are here to witness the trial and sit down for a 3-order court proceeding. I can't even get through it. You're going to come into the trial, queue up, and then board your magical omnidirectional moving elevator. And shortly after you get upon this ride vehicle, wouldn't you know it, Dolores Umbridge has escaped. You will be then joining Harry, Ron, and Hermione on a quest to capture Umbridge and stop her from bringing back the time and the ruling of Lord Voldemort via, as you guessed it, that little MacGuffin, the Time Turner. This heart-pounding adventure on a scale that has never been seen before or attempted. And that verbiage tells us that while Dark Universe's e-ticket Monsters Unchained is going to be incredible, this is going to be the next step, and they're both coming out at the same time. They came and said, hey, how's Dark Universe looking? Monsters Unchained? Beautiful. Let's go even further. All this will culminate in you in the middle of a giant battle against Umbridge and Death Eaters throughout the entire ministry. So you'll see different wings, different departments, different areas of the ministry you've never seen on film or physically before. And yes, as we saw with Dark Universe, we'll be using some lifelike, state-of-the-art, newest technology animatronics. And in that fly-through, walk-through video of the world, we do see a Death Eater moving realistically, lifelike, an incredible, state-of-the-art piece of wonder. With its unique combination of massive environments, powerful storytelling, and first-of-its-kind ride technology, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry builds upon the historic theme park innovation Universal is known for, and will be one of its most impressive attractions to date. As mentioned, we're going over the oration of the press release. The adventure begins when guests travel by Metro Flu, a unique mode of wizarding transit inspired by the iconic Flu network seen in the films, to journey from Wizarding Paris to the British Ministry of Magic for the long-awaited trial of the infamous Dolores Umbridge. Upon arrival, guests will enter the ministry's jaw-dropping grand atrium and venture through other departments before boarding magical omnidirectional lifts to watch the trial take place. And for you who have, if you may have not seen, the ride vehicle does sit 6 across against 2 rows. So 12 people per vehicle. It's 2 rows of 6 opposed to 3 rows of 4. A little different, very interesting, as this is a much longer and shorter width ride vehicle. Very interested to see how this plays out. Umbridge then attempts to escape, and she does successfully. Guests then join Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, Hermione Granger, and a house elf named Higglygy in a thrilling chase that will propel them up, down, forward, backwards, sideways, and more throughout the Ministry as they try to capture Umbridge, all while dodging attacks from Death Eaters, rampaging creatures, and more along the way. Again, Dark Universe, Monsters Unchained utilizes screens to enhance the background and what's happening on the ride. This will be utilizing animatronics, screens, and physical creatures to bring you into this battle at the Ministry. Again, the word before was immersion. The word for Harry Potter Ministry of Magic is scale. The largest scale ever attempted and to date, utilizing the newest technologies and, again, new ones created just for this attraction. This is the most ambitious attraction ever at Universal. A game changer. As mentioned, this is a 40-inch height requirement. You'll be traveling through the depths of the Ministry as you encounter heroes Harry, Ron, Hermione, and some uninvited guests. Omnidirectional lifts transport you to and quickly away from the trial of Dolores Umbridge. And then your big atrium piece, the fountain that was destroyed in the Harry Potter films, the Fountain of Magical Brethren, has been restored, and the Ministry is abuzz with the news of the trial of Dolores Umbridge. And you'll be getting that story through additional actors and team members as you're in there. You'll be discovering the artistry behind Harry Potter's spell-binding spaces, and to give focus to battle at the Ministry. Both the queue and attraction spaces, again, giganto-huge, for the Harry Potter and the battle at the Ministry, are covered by tiles. The Metroflux alone has over 80,000 subway tiles, and the British Ministry of Magic spaces have over 125,000 of the iconic Ministry tiles in 5 colors. Harry Potter is a lifetime of passion, love, and tears of joy shared by park goers, book readers, film lovers, video game players, and everyone across so many years. The storytelling has evolved from the books to movies to games to interactive experiences, both in the museums across the world and here in our theme parks. And the storytelling has not stopped. Did not stop in 2010 with Hogsmeade, did not stop and only evolved further in 2014 for Diagon Alley, and we continue on with the addition of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, and will bring us an incredible piece of a trilogy to Universal Orlando campus in 2025 with Universal Epic Universe and the newest addition to the Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts Wizarding World place. It is to be with the theme park. Man, I was doing so good. I just could not stick the landing, just dove right into the ground. For only 6 minutes of reveal, there is plenty to cover, and I thank you all for joining us. This will be dropping today, July 31st, same day as reveal, a little bit late at night, but please, again, thank you all for your patience and support as we continue to push out content and sync up many schedules to make this possible for Park Talk Radio. From myself, Bill, Dave, and our content creator, Brennan, we truly appreciate it. Give us a like, a follow, and share at Park Talk Radio on socials. Give us a phone call, voicemail, text message, 407-490-2220. And please, thanks for your time and listenership as we push out new shows this week. You'll get a lot of content this week between the podcast and social media. So enjoy yourself. We cannot wait to talk about what's next and other e-stops coming. Of course, we have D23 right around the corner. E-stops aplenty for that. We still have to talk about tickets and those reveals and the Helios Grand Hotel, what that means for Epic Universe. and of course the weekly show. With that said, I'll be heading to the parks tomorrow with content creator Brennan, and with that, we will see you in the park.